Hi and welcome to our channel. My name's Shauna and we are going to do a property tour today just to give you an idea of what we're up against and what we're doing. So Jeff's at work today. He had to work for a few hours, but my little Katie and Toby are going to be trotting along with us. So if you see me looking around, it's just because I'm trying to keep an eye on the dogs. But we've been wanting to do this video for a while now. It's been raining on and off nonstop for what seems like forever here in the Carolinas, but today we got a little bit of sunshine. There's a lot of moisture in the ground, so the humidity is already starting to pick up, but hopefully we can get this done before more rain is expected later today. A few things before we get started that you may want to know. This is 5.22 acres that we purchased in essentially raw land. It's not raw land. There was a house, or there is a house, which is a shack now, just due to years of abandonment and neglect. There is a well. We got electricity run out here. We're staying in our trailer while we build outbuildings, and we will be building our house. So we're doing everything ourselves. We're not hiring anyone to clear any land or do anything for us. We're gonna do this all ourselves, and it should be fun. Sorry if the camera's wobbling a little bit. The wind seems like it's starting to pick up, which I should probably get this done before the rain comes. Anyway, we will get started, and I will try to explain a few things along the way. If you have any questions while we go through this, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Let's get started. So this is our front fence line, and as you can see, it's not clear, but the front side is, and it was completely overgrown. This front side looked just like it does behind. We had to get it cleared so that the state can come in and dig us a ditch. There's no ditch on this property, so a lot of water runoff from the road does actually leach onto our property. So I put in a work order and got the fence line cleared. Hopefully they will be able to come dig us a ditch soon. We'll walk around to the other side as the property curves, so you can't really see the other side just yet, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so when we first started clearing this fence line, it was nothing but grapevines, briar, bamboo, and cedar trees completely covering everything. We were able to clear the front side, like I said, but we're not able to clear the back side yet. We're getting there. It's a slow process. This is not something that gets done overnight. You can see the beginning of a ditch. I'm actually standing on the neighbor's property right now. Our property line starts here, and we do not have a culvert. We do not have an official driveway yet, and the neighbors have been so kind as to let us continue to use the driveway that's here, which, from what I understand, the previous residents of this property thought that this was their driveway, and so that's how it's been used for how many ever years. But when we got the survey done, turns out this does not belong to us. But again, my neighbors have been super nice, and they're allowing us to continue to use it for now. So, good neighbors. This area here was actually cleared right when, well, actually before we purchased the property. We had to clear an area just to be able to get the perk test for our septic done. But as we've been working further in the back of the property, this has been kind of put aside, that we will come back to it. And you can see what happens with bamboo when you clear it and it just grows up. And we just mowed this down, because when bamboo is short, you can mow it no problem. But if you turn your back on it for a couple of weeks, this is what happens. It grows incredibly fast. It's incredibly irritating, and eventually we will get all this bamboo taken care of. This is not an easy task, but we'll get there. So this area we just cleared out last weekend. It was full of bamboo and cedar trees. And about where you see the shack, that's roughly where the bamboo ends. So about a quarter of an acre, or sorry, quarter of a way back into the property. It's about 1 acre of bamboo, and it roughly stops around that area. Not sure what this was. Probably a playhouse, a tree house of some type for the kids that were out here with the family. We're thinking it was maybe 15, 20 years. But again, we don't know how long this property has been abandoned due to the growth of the trees that we see in ditches and so forth. We're thinking it's been probably about 15 or 20 years. So this is the area I showed you that we had just cleared. If you can see the white and black electric fence poles we have put in, that's actually our fence line. And this area likely is where maybe my soap shop's gonna go. I'm excited, can't wait to get it out here. I'm tired of going back into town just to make soap. So it'll be nice to be able to just walk out and step into my soap shop and be able to continue my business. Right behind you is the once was house, now shack, and a few things I want to show you about that. So this was the house that they lived in, and over years of abandonment, it's just fallen apart. But we did go inside and we have checked out several things, and it does have good bones. So the structure is there. A lot of this is coming down, but the framework's going to stay, and a few places will need to reinforce. But Jeff is turning this into his workshop. Probably the most important project we have going right now, because without that workshop we can't get anything else done. We need this workshop up and running so that we can use it to do everything else. There's an interesting feature though to this house. This is our feature. So this is a South Carolina school bus. There's no front end. It looks like it was cut right behind the driver's seat, but it was yellow when we moved here. It still said South Carolina Public Schools. It had almost all the windows broken out, and it was filled with everything from the house. When either the previous residents moved or the people that bought the property, when they cleared out the house, they put everything in the bus, I guess to be hauled off as trash. I don't know, but it was just full to almost to the top of trash, and I'll put a picture of that right up here. So Jeff has painted it. It will not stay like this. We're actually framing it out when we do the workshop so that it looks like an addition to. But inside is really handy because there are no seats. So this is a perfect long, nice area to be able to put the 2x4s, piping, conduit, any long material that we're going to be using while we do the property. It's turned into a great resource. Jeff boarded up all the holes where the windows were missing, and the holes that are, the windows that are still there provide just enough light. Plus we are running solar into this right now, and it's working out great. I'll show you though. This bus is connected to the house. So one rumor or one thing we've heard is that the previous residents used the bus for their bath. They had their bathtub, not their bathroom, but their bathtub was in the bus, which was interesting to me. Not something we're going to do. Again, we're going to use it for storage for materials for building. Behind this camera, there is a hole, and I've heard a couple of different things about it, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. But this hole is man dug. The previous resident dug it, and one of the rumors is that he was going to use it to put the bus into to make a fallout shelter. This is a big hole. Right now we are using it to burn brush, and when we're ready, when we get to the point of building our root cellar, we are actually going to just use this hole as a pre-dug portion for our root cellar, build our root cellar, and we'll fill it in. And it should work out great because we are planning on putting the garden, the greenhouse, and the outdoor kitchen close by this area, so having the root cellar right here It's going to be great. Let me show you this hole. I don't know how well it comes across on camera, but it's a big hole. So let's show you some more of the property. Okay, come on, let's go this way. Now, I'm not sure how much of this really comes across on camera, but this we did not clear. This is red clay, commonly found in Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and we have 5 acres of red clay. So it is going to take a lot of composting, adding some sand, and really getting the area where we want to put the garden ready to be able to plant. So that's one of the projects in the works. We're doing container gardening this year, and next year we hope to be able to get the soil ready to be able to plant our next spring garden, winter garden if we're lucky and we're really energetic. So, but just showing you that this is just a ton of red clay, and you can see the divots where the water runs off. Something else we've got to tackle with this land. It's not 5 acres of flat, it is 5 acres of rolling, and so the water runoff from the neighbor's property and just life and nature. So we found this on our property, and it looks like they bred rabbits, and from what we've heard from other people, they also did chickens in here. We are tearing this down. We're just not back this far on the property yet to start messing with this area. Right now, we can tell the deer that traverse our property are bedding down in here. So we're just going to leave it alone for now, let the deer have at it, and we'll take care of it when we get this far back on the property. Come on, Toby. It's getting warm, so which is weird because it's been cold, hot, or cold, mild, I should say. And for, I think the first day, it's finally warm out here. But with all the rain we've had, the sun's finally coming out, and now we have humidity. So it kind of feels like I'm back in Texas. Anyway, our property ends just right past these trees. And so we're at the end of the property. And if you noticed during some of the shots coming up, you don't see a lot of bamboo. What you do see is a lot of trees, a lot of cedar, sweet gum, American beech, which I'm happy about, but just an ungodly amount of cedar trees, which to me are the weed of the tree world, and most of them are going to go away. So we're going to actually walk around the other side, come back down on the far side of the property, and end up back where we were. Shouldn't take but a minute. It's beautiful. I love it on someone else's property but mine. And if anyone has the idea that they want to plant bamboo on their property, there's two things. Get clumping bamboo. This is considered creeping bamboo. As you can see, it just continues to creep wherever. Or just don't. If you plan on getting bamboo, don't ever take a vacation, because the minute you cut it down, more will grow. If you read my blog about Life of Bamboo at Homestead Fresh, I'll leave a link in the description below to that blog. It explains just how fast, there's actually some pictures showing the time frame of how fast bamboo grows, and it's not something I suggest anyone get involved in. Y'all can tell how humid it is here. My hair has gone from, it was half brushed to now I need a shower. Anyway, since we just showed you the bamboo, you can guess that we are now back near the front of the property. Since the bamboo goes about a quarter of a way back, where we started is actually right behind this camera. There was just a few other things I wanted to show you. The people that owned this property before did have some livestock and some animals, obviously the cow barn, the rabbit / hen chicken shack thing, and I really don't know what this was. If I had to guess, I'd say it was for chickens, maybe a chicken tractor, maybe a chicken coop, but it is all fallen down. Just years and years of abandonment and neglect, and of course with no one living here, it's just destroyed by the elements. There is on this property though things we were not expecting, like trash, and when I say that I mean an ungodly amount of debris, and I'm betting, I'm sure some of it maybe came from the owners, like here. The water hose. That may have come from the previous owners for sure. But there's trash out here, and again, as we said, the neighbors and some other people we've talked to had expressed that squatters had been out here. I have found so many beer cans and clothes, carpet, things that were just dumped. Our roadside was completely just trash, and there's still some trash there that we need to clear up on the front side of the fence line. And this just comes from the property looking abandoned for so many years. And as people pass, they don't care. They just throw their stuff out the window. It's completely disrespectful. It irritates me to no end. But worse are the ones that come out onto the property. One can only guess what people were doing out here, just trashing this place up. But we're here now, and we're going to fix it. So I would show you some of that trash, but it's just everywhere. You'll see it as we make our videos and as time goes on. So anyway, we appreciate you coming along with us, and hopefully you enjoyed seeing just some of the property. I know, not much to look at right now. Bamboo, trees, and dry creeks that are filled with water after all this rain. But this gives you a sense of what we have to tackle. Plus, because you're joining us now, you'll get to see this from the beginning. You'll get to see what it looks like now and as we progress, and we really appreciate you joining us to follow along with us on this journey. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can follow along and never miss an episode. Thanks, and you have a great day.